Okay, we are gathered to have another debate today on the topic school life is better than college life. I'll be supporting college life is better, and Keman will be speaking on why school life is better. Let's start ideating. Ready, Keman?
Yeah. Can we take one more minute to just structure our thoughts?
Yeah.
Yes.
You start
Yeah. I
because
yeah. I'm favoring the
yeah,
topic.
yeah, you're favoring it.
Yeah. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. A good building is the one which has a great foundation. And today I am Kevin Willinker standing here supporting school life is better than college life. First reason why I feel school life is better is just remember the time when you were studying about slanting lines, slipping lines, straight lines, kindergarten, nursery. Uh, you were learning some poems or stories. It was very basic learning, but that was a very whole. That was a start for a very wide journey which you will cover in your life. Like whatever we are doing today, it is just because we have done that in our past. So it is a great foundation, and school life again. I support school life for that reason. Second thing, I feel nowadays like there are so many. For example, in any skills like chess players and all, it's hard to do gather any skill when you are a little adult or little old. But it's very easier to inculcate any skills like exercise also, like your stretching body. I'm not saying it's impossible when you are old, but you have everything in your favor when you are young in the school life. So it is the best time to build yourself, and it is always said, make hay when there is sun. So that is the best time, and again, I support why school life is better than college life. Third reason, I think school life also provides like various leadership opportunities, like you become monitor of the class, you become CR, you become team leader, and everything is very serious. Like in that time, like college, you don't really have time to do all the stuffs. So again, I feel school life is better. Then fourth, school life gives you various competitions, like maybe even well thought of ways handwriting competition, but nobody cares it in the college life. But that is something which makes everyone involved. And yeah, fifth is I think maybe I would say about puberty. That is also the time where we hit puberty and we get some attractions, and like it is like 12 years in a school. So you make good friends, you bond with teachers, you make good experiences, and like those are the most like those friends you never forget. So yeah, again, I would say school life is better. Sixth, I would say is you do not in college what you study, what you are more inclined towards, but in school life you get opportunity to study every like go to get every perspective. Maybe it is physical education, maybe it is work experience, maybe it is computer. You get a little of everything, which makes you better to decide what you have to do later. So again, school life is better. And the last point which I would like to say is in school life, we don't really have much fear of maybe settling or placement or jobs. You can just be fearless, you can just enjoy yourself, you can be healthy, you can be happy. Thus, I feel school life is far better than college life. Yes. Over to Teresa.
Okay, well said, Keman. Now I'll be speaking on why college life is better. Okay, so as children, we are always curious about growing up and becoming adults and living the adult life, right? So, first point I would like to focus on is in college, your practical knowledge is tested more than your theoretical knowledge. Like, more preference is given to practical, going to places and understanding what the thing is, rather than just sitting and sometimes it can also be like by hearting in school, and that doesn't happen in college really, because people they focus more on practical learning. Second important point, and one of the most important points, is hostel life. You get to meet people from different countries, different cultures. You create many contacts. Sometimes your hostel might be far from where you stay, like to like a different state or a different country. That is not really the case in schools, because in schools sometimes the school is in the vicinity, and it's more convenient for the child. But when it comes to college, you have to go to some other place or a distant place which is different from your usual routine, so that can help you develop your skills. And also, like, sometimes if you don't know to ride, because of college you learn to ride, you learn to drive, so you focus on yourself when it comes to, or leveling up, in other words. Third point is you get to choose your field of interest, unlike school. In school, sometimes you're forced to choose a particular subject you don't like. Say a child doesn't like math, that person is forced to choose that subject. But in college life, you get to choose your field of interest. Similarly, because of this, you tend to meet like-minded people or people who think like you. Like, for example, engineering. If you choose engineering, you get people who would like to learn coding, like Python or any other coding language. But if you're in school, like, there might be people who don't want to learn robotics, or who don't want to learn art, but they are forced to do that. Next point is, since you are inclined to only one subject, you can focus better on your hobbies and other interests, because you have more time in hand. You're not wasting your time doing something you don't like in college. So I think that is another point. uh, Sixth point would be, you meet many harsh people, or people who are not always good to you in college. In school, it is always merry and happy, and everyone is sweet to you. All the teachers are good to you. But in college, sometimes even if you put in effort, you're not given credit, and that teaches you a lot in life. You learn to accept people the way they are, and move on. And seventh point would be, in school we wear like uniforms, and it is like the same mindset. But in college, you can explore on like your fashion sense, or learn how to dress in public. Like, sometimes because we dress a certain way, we get so used to it that sometimes we don't really know how to dress in public. But when it comes to college, you see people, you learn, and you can do better, is what I feel. Yeah, so those are my points on why college life is way better than school life.
Yes. Rebuttal phase. Any questions, Riza?
um, Yes, Keman. So sometimes in school, students are made to study subjects of that are not of their interest. So, uh, like, for example, in school, I didn't like math. Okay, so what is your take on that?
Uh, okay, I think okay, I think even I was not inclined towards computer engineering in school, but never. But then you should always introduce different topics, because when you when you choose your career, that time you at least have some experience onto which you can draw that I like this, I do not like this. So I think this is the whole and sole reason why school has so many other options as well, and which is very great, which is really the best thing. Okay, my question to you, Riza, is you mentioned about school being in a village. You mentioned about that hostel life is not there in school, but there are other options, like sometimes parents send them to boarding. But let us not go there. But school again gives a very good benefit, because you are there in the village and the vicinity. That time you tend to know your culture, you tend to know your surrounding in a very better way. And if you start if you experience that, it would be really helping you, right? For example, in balwadi or something like that. So don't you feel school life is much better than college life?
What I was trying to say is, like, if your school is in your vicinity, you already know what's happening. Like, you get it from your parents, your grandparents, and the people around you. Apart from school, you have other religious obligations. Some people go to the temple, church, so they meet people there and they can learn a lot from them about their culture. But when a person moves to a different state or a different country, it is totally different from what it is like in that person's vicinity. You connect with people who are not really of your type, and they might have different ideas that you might like. So that is what I'm trying to say,
My
what
another
I was trying.
my another question to you is, don't you feel school time is the best time to build onto skills? Like, college time you don't really get really time to build it. So don't you think school life is better in that manner?
Sometimes in schools, like, as you said, like, students, they find it very difficult to differentiate between what they want and what they don't want. Sometimes parents force a particular skill on the child, which is, I feel, wrong. But as the person grows, as the child grows, he can distinguish better between what he wants and what he likes doing, so he can focus better on that skill in college life.
Any questions?
So, Keman, we say that we learn from our mistakes, but sometimes in schools, when we make mistakes, it's always overlooked, or people take you very lightly and they'll be like, okay, you're a child. But in college, it's like, no, this has to be a certain way. This can't go wrong. You know this thing, and you can't do it that way. So, in that way, what do you have to say?
I think self mistake is like, school is a great phase, to self realize and self understand that you're doing something wrong. Like parents or somebody might tell you once, then you have like a long time to decide on to. But college time, it is too harsh and too sudden that, yeah, that's what I would like to say. My another question to you, Triza, is what about the competitions and the activities which are there in the school life? Like there might be competition like wealth out of waste, value education class, which is like a physical education class, which like nobody cares in the college life, right? Even the assemblies like which used to conduct like every single morning, that is not there in the college. So what do you have to say?
As far as I know, Keman, college, there are competitions. It might not be just drawing and singing, but they have competitions on a larger level. Like, there can be a debate, or there can be like a inter college event. That is not possible in schools. Schools is like within the school, but when it comes to college, you compete with different colleges, or you compete with like a greater set of people. So I feel competitions are still there in college level as well.
Any questions?
Not really.
Okay,
I'm done.
I have one last question to ask. What about, don't you agree that having a good foundation is much more necessary than building it? Like, of building without a good foundation will collapse any day. So, what do you have? Like, don't you agree that school life is far better than college life?
Um, to some extent, what you said is right, because school is the foundation of everything. But what if it collapses? What if you don't know what to do? Then you can still move to different sectors which is provided in the college life. Say a person was not very good in academics and didn't know what to do. There is a college for someone who wants to pursue their interest in, say, hotel management, or someone wants to do something like, say, art or swimming. College provides this. There's a college for art, there's a college for culinary studies, there's a college for everything. So if a person fails in their foundation, they can still explore and do better, right?
Okay. Uh, do you have any questions, or shall we move to the feedback part?
A feedback part.
Okay, feedback part. Yes. Start.
uh, so when you started, no, Keman, there was something that went wrong with your name. And before the name, you said something that went a bit wrong. The framing,
I didn't realize. Yeah, good catch,
just
Ketan.
the frame.
Yes, yes, good catch.
Uh, that and there was good use of two. You used two proverbs. First in the start, you used one,
Hmm.
and then in between there was another one, which
Yes,
sounded very nice.
yes, yes.
Uh, yeah, that's it.
Hmm. Okay, I have some feedback for me that is yeah, in the start only I have written, like in the start only, whenever, at least when I'm saying the first point, I should be very firm, like clear with whatever I'm, like my flow, which I found it was bit lacking today. Like
Yeah,
only the
just
introduction was good, but then starting the like first
yeah.
point only I went little off. So yeah, that is one point. Second thing, one question you asked me about, mistakes.
Yes, that is actually from your side. I wanted that question, but I tried to frame it from my side, but it went a bit wrong there.
Yes, yes, yeah, it became shaky from both the ends. Like it was not from your side, but then when I answered, it was a very bad answer which I gave. Just I mentioned, like maybe it was too impromptu for us to start take it, but then
Maybe
after saying it, I realized it did not make any sense.
yes, it didn't make sense really, but
There is no
yeah,
problem for that.
yes,
Okay.
I just
One advice, one feedback I have for you. The last answer that you gave for like foundation was a very beautiful answer, but I think you should have played a little with the words like college life itself is a new foundation to new journey. So something in that way would have made a lot of sense. And one bad feedback I have for you is you ended with saying uniforms and dress. Always end with a strong point because it showed like that was the only point which you had in your mind. You understood, right? Even in the interview, when you are ending something, give some hooks at the end so that person can
okay.
ask you question from there. So
Yes,
I think that was dress was not a very good point to tell at the end.
yeah,
Something stronger. Like I said about you play more and there's no fear, which is a very good joyous feeling which I kept at the end.
yes, right.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's it. Other than that, I don't really have any feedback for you. Yeah.
yes, I understand.
Let's
Yes,
let's take 1 minute to think from other perspective.
yeah, sure.
Just a clarification. What exactly is college life? Is it after 12th? It is after 12th, right?
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, you
Go
start.
ahead. I start. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Firstly, I would like to say that like college is like you are 18 plus, so you are like legally allowed to work. So you can start some freelance and some gig work and get paid, something like that. Second, you are legally allowed to drive, so you can have that experience in college life. Third, you are legally allowed to vote, so there can be a good discussion, like a young adult, you can say something in that manner you should have said. uh, Fourth, maybe something like you can travel to difficult places like waterfall trekking, which is not really possible in school life, like at least not alone. So that you could have said. I liked how you said about hostel, but you should have little said about how hostel will help, like you are starting your life away from home, or what all you study in hostel, like what all you how all you grow in hostel, that thing. Sixth, you get a good glimpse of your like young adult, as I have said. You get a like good glimpse of whatever will happen later, like you start learning to cook, you start handling some finance stuff, some budgeting, something you start, and that is a good thing. And I liked how you stuck with, like it is your field which you are exploring. That was a very good thing you stuck to. And ninth, I would say, is like you try to balance responsibilities along with fun. So there's good balance, and it is not like you don't have memories in school. You get have a great memories in college as well. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Uh, I think I didn't add the point, but I wrote it here. You get to go on trips. I think I didn't say it, but
Yeah,
uh,
even I don't remember that.
yes, but okay, that is one point. And you said side income, so wouldn't that be like you can focus on your hobbies and other interests like a bit? But maybe I should have
Yeah,
specified,
yeah, I
yeah,
think you should
more.
have specified like you are legally allowed to, right? There's no like child
Yes,
labor
yes,
and all.
yeah. The driving point was good. You can drive to college.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, from my side, that first point which I tried questioning you was actually a point from your side. You can make mistakes in school and you are corrected for it, but in college sometimes you have like a certain timeline and you have to do things at a particular time. Sometimes you are looked at by society or your teachers in that way.
Mhm.
You have to clear exams, you have to give this exam, that exam. There's a lot of competition that comes into picture when you are in college. So that is one point. Next point is you are more dependent on your parents. Yeah,
Mm.
obviously. The third point is in school, it is the first time you experience failure or success.
Mm. Wow.
Uh, and another point would be in school, teachers are very good to you. Like if
Mm.
you make mistakes, they tell you, okay, you're
I
doing
forgot to mention.
something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But in college it's not the case. Like teachers are very professional, they don't really care about what the student is doing,
Yes.
like. And it's fair because they are lecturers and these people are teachers,
Yes.
so that is a very I think a great difference
Difference, right? Yeah.
in school life and college life. Yeah.
Beautiful points, Riza. And also, I think I should have made it a little nostalgic. Like, do you remember the first day in school when you cried and went to school? Something I should have little like played in that manner. Also, I felt.
Yeah.
But given impromptu, I think yeah, I should have thought something in that manner. I just realized it now. Yeah, that's it.
Another point I would like to add is like when school starts, like it's June and it rains and
Oh,
you pack your books and
cover the
cover the
pages.
books.
I should have played with
Yeah,
nostalgia. Yes,
yes, yes.
great point. Like
That was,
when there is some emotional connect, it's really good.
yes,
There are three things to convince somebody in anything, like three ways. First is you make them emotional connect. Second, you be very authentic, like if maybe Bill Gates come tomorrow and tell you something, you listen to him rather than anybody. So you be authentic. And third, you speak very logically, you show logical deduction why this is so and so. So first thing, I should have played a little on emotions, I think so. That would have been really great.
yes.
Okay, going do you want to add anything or shall we go ahead?
No, no, okay, no, I'm done.
Anything in GD, like let's do discussion. What do you support more, college life or school life?
I think the life in between, like between college and school, but college life, yeah,
Yeah, even me, college life. I had a better college life than school life, I guess.
yeah, same.
Although
I
I
feel
like
like
miss a lot of my school incidents, but college life was different and it was more vibes.
yes, college gave me like more memories. I felt, and I learned a lot from college.
Same,
Yes.
exact same. Is there anything that we could discuss? No, I guess, right?
No.
Yeah, let's go ahead to ChatGPT phase.
Okay, Keman, a quick question.
Yeah.
What do you feel? There's more academic stress in school or college?
If you say pressure, there is more pressure. There should be more pressure in college because you have to, immediately you have to find job and something. But maybe some parental influence or some like vibe. I think school will have more academic pressure. Like you go in tuition and this and that. But in college,
Yes.
you don't really care about marks.
Yeah. Okay,
What
let's
you feel?
start.
What you feel?
I feel, yeah, in school it might be some pressure that you don't really want, but in college you need that pressure to like keep going.
Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. Yeah, let's discuss anything.
I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I think in school it is more structured, like you have those, like there's time
Timetable.
allotted and
Hmm.
then there's recess. Yeah, there's a timetable,
Hmm.
there's recess. And in college it's not like that. It can be random. Like sometimes the teacher just comes, sometimes she doesn't come also.
Yes. Yeah.
And next point would be the role of uniforms. Sometimes in schools we have uniforms which shows uniformity. There's no difference between people, caste, gender, color. There is, but it's on the richer side or the poor side, you can't really differentiate when someone
Yes, yes.
wears a uniform. But in a college, like people dress differently, and then someone might feel inferior, superior. So
Mm.
all that comes into picture. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, actually, even I had the same point. Like, I should have said on discipline, like, there's discipline in timetable and uniforms also. And just to tell, uniforms was the first topic that we ever did for debate here. And like, I was connecting to that. Yeah, that was one point I should have started with, said uniforms. And second, from your side, like I was mentioning about driving, voting, cooking, finance, budgeting, and all. There was one term to say it very nicely, that is real world exposure. You get in college good real world exposure, like then you get internship, research opportunity. That thing you should have said. That's it. I don't really
Yes.
have any points. We covered almost all the points.
All the points. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Can you see if you could have used any proverbs or anything from your side, quotes? Also about teacher and lecturer, I do not know the difference between them. I came to know after you. Thanks for that. And what is difference between school, college, and university?
University would be something like for higher studies.
After college,
Yes, after like your TY. Yeah, no.
even I felt so, but the ChatGPT is saying that it is both undergraduate and postgraduate. Maybe I'll confirm it later. Yes,
Yes.
that's it. Can you see any proverb?
Proverbs.
Yeah. Not really, right? At least I could say something on foundations.
With freedom comes responsibility.
Hmm. Yes, you could have used it somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it, Triza.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
Kemal.
it was great debate, and the topic was also very beautiful. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll continue tomorrow, and that's it. Chalo. Bye.
Thank you, Kemal.
Yeah,
Bye.
you too.